Hello, hello, guys. Title Tuesday. This is International Master John Bartholomew. It is Title Tuesday on chess.com. 5,000 USD guaranteed in prizes. I'm cutting this close. I didn't know if I was going to be able to play this one, but I just got home and fired up Twitch. So I am ready. First round will be starting any moment now, less than a minute. You guys can't see who's entered, but there's a lot of strong players as usual. Over 350 title players. So I'm playing National Master Pacific Heights in the first game. Let's play D5. How's it going, Raj Mithun? Yeah, I just fired up the stream, guys. You might have missed what I just said, but thank you for joining. This was a close call whether I was going to be able to play this or not, but I am here. I'm present. I'm accounted for. I'm ready to rock Untitled Tuesday. Let's do this. Playing an NM in the first game. I've had this exact position several times recently. This seems to be such a common line. Hey, Dan9000. Thanks, OctB. All right. Yeah, I feel comfortable with this setup. On the black side, I mean, white has a very, very tiny advantage, but I feel it's one that black can neutralize if black plays carefully over the next 5 to 10 moves. What's up, E-Player? Matt Crow set. Ans Jovis. I had the same position against Gatakomsky recently in, I believe, the last Title Tuesday. Yeah, and he also went for the bishop pair here, and my idea now is to play bishop d6, try to neutralize white's dark square bishop. It's good to get that bishop off the board. Maybe starting in a rush was helpful because I'm playing pretty fast. You guys know that I have persistent time management problems, but I actually have more time than I started with. That's a rarity for me. Okay, let's cackle. Yeah, again, I'm almost positive I had this exact position against Kamsky. I want to say that Kamsky played a quick a4, though, to stop this b5 move. So b5, if he takes with the bishop, I have rook b8 pinning him. If a4, then I have a6, and I win a piece. Although I guess he has queen a3, but I think it's doubtful he's going to go for that line. It doesn't look right. Yeah, he plays rook e1. So I think rook b8 is what I'm leaning towards here, just continuing with this plan of pushing the pawn. Knight c4 also makes some sense, but I like the look of rook b8. Game started. Little bit late because of opening ceremony. Almost for real this time. Okay, knight e5. I'm thinking either take it or play knight c4. Knight c4, I think he's going to go back to c2 most likely. b4, he can just take my knight. And then after take, I guess I have queen b6 at the very end. So b4 might be decent here. Nah, but I'm gonna play knight c4, I think. Yeah, which also threatens this move, by the way. There might be some bishop takes h7 stuff to worry about. Jimmy Buckets donated $1. That shirt is aggressively blue. Burn it. I'd say it's more of a turquoise, Dan. I think it's, yeah, more of a turquoise color. Takes that way. All right. See, this I definitely don't mind seeing because it feels like to me he's going to be tied down to the defense of this pawn. Should I keep the knights on the board? Let's try it. Yeah, let's keep the knights on the board temporarily. Could trade, but that simplifies. And SGIS, thanks for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. First round of the tournament. Hey, Henry, you. Yeah, I took out the notation. Yan of KZ. I didn't think about that. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to correct that, but I did take it out for this stream. Let's go here. So I'm going to try to put the knight on e4 eventually. Maneuvering. Oyvind Mall, thanks for the subscription. Good to see you, Oyvind, my friend from Norway. I like my position now because it feels like he's just created a weakness here. I can try to push this knight away with f6. Maybe g4 is even undefended in some cases. Christopher donated $1, says, no, keep the blue shirt. It's awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. Christopher. Okay. So f6 immediately, or knight in, or maybe even a move like queen b7. I think I like knight in. Got to make sure you can't do something like this, but it doesn't work. So yeah, knight into e4. Slight time advantage. Let's try to keep this. I really got to focus the next couple minutes here. Eventually I want to attack this pawn. I feel like this is helpful for defensive purposes too. Okay, now let's sidestep. I like that he pushed the pawn, actually, because I was a little worried about queen h3 business if I played king h8 on the last move. But maybe he's saying he doesn't care about that. Is he going to play knight g6 anyways? f6, knight g6? That might work, actually. Okay. I'm going to go here. Pull this back. Sharp position. Kick him away. Okay. Hard to say what's happening here. I'm not sure. Just keep that defended. Maybe trouble for him. h5, also rook e8 if he plays rook h2. Let's repeat once. I'm going to try this. I think this is bad for him. Check. Let's trade the queens. Bring the king up. Looking for that. Sharp position, though. don't know if I can press this, unfortunately. I'll try. I'm going to get behind the pawn and see what happens. Okay, let's push. I'm really going for the win here. Really attempting. I think I'm going to have to cede the draw. Yeah, I don't see a real good way to do that. That was too bad. I think I was close to winning at the end once I won his h5 pawn, but I didn't see a way to turn the screws. I mean, I didn't like playing queen f4 here, but my king is so open, I was worried he was going to launch a counterattack. Because I don't have any checks anymore other than queen f4, any good checks. Can't check on h3, his queen is attacking here. He's got ideas like rook h2 and also queen e5. You know, maybe this move? No, but that runs into this check with the discovery. I'd have to play queen h4. That doesn't look good. Well, okay, I can take the pawn with check at the end, guys, but I lose f4. So, you know, this position here, yeah, I can take this pawn with check, but he goes here, and now this is attacked, and also this is a threat. So that's no improvement. That's just a draw. LOL, it's reality, just subscribed. So that was intense. You know, right about here, it looked like I was in some trouble. I think actually if he would have kept the rooks on the board right here, played rook e7, I would have been in serious trouble. Rook e7, I have to play rook g8 to defend. I don't see a breakthrough for him, but maybe it's actually reasonable. Maybe I can hold out here, but it looks dangerous. He's very active compared to me. So, okay, draw the first game with black. Not too bad. Yeah, I didn't see a real good way to win this Rook Endgame. I even thought he messed up. I thought he should activate his rook right away. Play this, for instance. Would have been better. He took a pit stop on f2 and only then activated his rook. But even with that, I couldn't figure out a good way to do this. Yeah, I think it's probably a draw. Thanks, man from Utrecht, for the 100 bits. Says the blue shirt contrasts well with your eyes. Thank you. Hey, Johnny, are you really a nice person in reality or just a fake? I think you'll have to meet me, same artist, to decide for yourself, but I would say I'm very much the same in person as I am on stream. Hey, Udai. Thanks for the 100 bits. And Solafide Chess just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Let's see what games are going here. You guys can't see the standings or anything. I think most of the games, almost all the games are done. So I'm taking the Swiss Gambit, they call this. Swiss Gambit is when you don't win in the first round, you lose or you draw. And in doing so, you know, some people say that tongue-in-cheek because you get easier pairings, but it's true. You can kind of sneak in the back door on the tournament standings, get paired down a little bit more. You don't face the GMs early on. All right, we're taking the Swiss Gambit here with the half point in the first game. Well, thanks, same artist. Hey, Gadzanisco. Thanks to the 183 who are turning in right now. I think we have a number of streamers streaming Title Tuesday. We must. This is the largest Title Tuesday they've ever had, I think, in terms of players and also prize fund, because what's the final tally? There's 359 players in, 5K prize fund. I'm playing NM Big Pirate in the next game. Let's play D4. What do you guys think of this board theme, by the way? I kind of like this. The wood board theme. All right, get your pillows out. I'm playing the Exchange Slav. Get ready for the Z's. No, but seriously, I think this is a good weapon for white. Underrated weapon. You guys like the wood? Okay, good. Is it 95 here? I think 95 is the move. Yeah, and now let's go E3. And I think on E6 I want to play Queen B3, if I recall. Yeah, that's how the theory goes. Looks better than the green. Okay, you guys seem to like it. Is Magnus playing? I don't believe so. I see Nepomniachtchi, Andreikin, Oparin. Yeah, lots of strong GMs, but I see no Magnus. I see no Hikaru. I see MVL. MVL is playing, so he's probably the top guy. I've just lost to this opening from the black side so many times that I've eventually started playing it with white. If you can't beat him, join him, right? This is something I was mentioning in one of my other streams recently. And thanks, Man from Utrecht, for subscribing. But I see so many people who get obsessed with the theoretical evaluations of openings, and they forget that you actually have to be able to play openings, even if they're equal, and play them well. And achieving a draw from a supposedly equal opening, especially against a good player, is no simple feat. I mean, just because it's a symmetrical opening doesn't mean you're going to draw easily. For instance, we have this E4 repertoire by Krzysztof Sielecki on Chessable that was released a few weeks ago. There's my obligatory Chessable plug, guys. And someone in the comments to the video I did, just previewing the repertoire, said, "Oh, I would never buy this repertoire because Krzysztof recommends the exchange French for white." He said, "I'm not going to buy it on principle." And okay, that's fair. It's your money. No one's forcing you to buy anything. But I think that's a short-sighted mentality, because probably that same person would lose on the black or the white side of an exchange French to a grandmaster or, a strong player. I don't know that it really matters that much. So just because an opening is equal does not mean that that it's going to be a draw necessarily. Okay, now here, can I play bishop takes b5? Bishop takes b5 is super tempting. Bishop takes b5, a takes b5, queen takes b5 with the pin. Man, I think I can almost play that. If I can't play that, then that sort of defeats the purpose of my setup. I'm just scanning for reasonable defenses for black. And I'm not really seeing them. Queen a5, I can play knight takes c6. I'm going to do it, guys. Let's see what happens here. I mean, he's got to take it. There's no choice. Get this pirate. All right, I'll do my best. The big pirate. He's already down to 1 minute and 15 seconds, so that definitely played into bishop takes b5, but I think it's just the best move, if I recall in this line. Even if black could play knight a5 instead of b5, you can go queen a4 check, and if b5, then I know bishop takes b5 is good in that position. So let's see what he comes up with here. It's very awkward, because he'd love to do this, but knight takes c6, queen takes b5, knight takes b5. My rook on c1 helps defend. He's just down 2 pawns there. He can play queen d6, but that goes right into the fire of this bishop. I mean, I think at minimum knight g6 in that case. Just go after the rook in the corner. Let's keep the pressure on. Plays knight d7. Okay, so what's the idea there? I just take on c6, and what do you got? I don't get it. Okay, he's just going to go down the couple pawns. He's going to try to counterattack. Okay, got a trade. Now my knight is hit. I'm thinking of knight a7. Let's do that. Again, try to keep the pressure on. Maybe the other knight to b5 would have been good there too, but ooh, check. And he resigned. All right, guys, Swiss Gambit in action. Got a straightforward win right there. I'm on 1.5 out of 2. Yeah, so that's a nice thing to know in this line, and I'll check. I always analyze my games after the fact, not on stream, but after every one of these Title Tuesdays, I sit down either the evening after, or the evening of, or the day after, and just go through these games, try to figure out things to improve on. And I'm going to check this. I think bishop takes b5 is working, but I'm not 100% sure. Rem Maximus, thanks for the subscription. Because, yeah, here you can see Black's problem. It's how to defend this knight. There's not a lot of good ways that don't also put him in jeopardy of a discovery from the bishop on f4. So if he plays queen c7 or queen d6, I can do this discovery with the knight, attack the queen, and also get at the rook in the corner. Might be even other moves too. And as I was saying, queen a5 is met by knight takes c6. Very important detail. So if takes, this rook defends. I saw he has a check here, but I think I just play king e2. And it looks like Black has big problems to solve. Hey, TDRL, let's take a look at a game. Let's watch MVL if he's still playing, if he hasn't won already. Just looking him up here. Yeah, I see some Titled Tuesday regulars, some heavy hitters. Leon Beast. Nope, that's not it. Parhamov. Oh, this guy, okay. This guy is crazy good. This is an Iranian player. I think he's 17 years old. And I don't really know how to pronounce his name properly. He's got a very complicated name to a Westerner. But he is currently leading the Sharjah Masters, this very strong open tournament, with a score of 7 out of 7. He's playing out of his mind. He's 2,600 already. He's 17 years old. So this is a player to watch. This guy's clearly on the rise. Could I also sack the knight instead of the bishop? I don't think the knight sack was working because I have to watch out for the c1 square. Yeah, I think the knight sack is dangerous. I closed the game already, but... Actually, no, I still have it up, but let's take a look at this, and I'll briefly see after this one's concluded. Okay, so White's up a pawn, and he has pressure, but Black looks pretty solid. He's got that gorgeous bishop on e5. The pawn that he's down is this e-pawn, if you want to think about it like that, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Jan of KZ says Engine had you at +2 when he played b5 and recommended bishop takes b5. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, and J-Dog said the same thing. So I appreciate the validation, guys. Just remember that during the game, please do not give any Engine evals. I'm not really looking at the chat that much during the game, a little bit. I was in the first game just because we're kind of getting settled, but I don't want anyone to influence my decisions. I know chess.com is kind of a stickler about that. But after the game, yeah, totally fine. I mean, honestly, even if you guys put an Engine eval and a move in the chat, I probably still wouldn't take any heed because people might be trolling me. And, of course, I always play honestly, so it would basically be a non-issue. But just for us to be super safe and not get in trouble with chess.com. When is the haircut? I don't know. Probably pretty soon. I don't know how White breaks through here. They traded the dark square bishops, but this still looks so tough. Because what are you going to do with this pawn? I mean, I'd like to see what White comes up with here. Also, White's bishop is locked out of the game. I mean, Black is clearly just playing a defensive game right here, defensive strategy. But I mean, what else can you really do here as Black? You can't really play for a win. You're down a pawn. Yeah, I think this is just a draw, but I would not be surprised if White somehow swindled this. I think if you're Black, you just don't want to get like too active at some point. If you start getting ideas that maybe you can play actively, maybe that's where White strikes and turns the tables on you. Did MVL lose? I don't know. Again, you guys can't see the standings, but let me check. There's several games still going. I do not see MVL on 2 out of 2, but it's very possible I could be missing him. Oh, yeah, he won. He's on 2 out of 2. John, what are you going to do with the $5,000? Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be a dream come true. That would be the highlight of my tournament career if I could ever win Title Tuesday. I've won some fairly prestigious tournaments before, but never a big international tournament. And I think at this point, Title Tuesday qualifies, even though it's only a blitz tournament. Ooh, okay, white messed up there. Queen c4, that was not good to allow. Okay. I was saying black shouldn't get over ambitious, but if white's just going to give him the b4 pawn with check, white has overstepped. But then again, black only has 8 seconds and has had under 10 seconds for a while. This looks like another young player. I can't really tell who this is, but... All right, now black's playing for the win, and white's going to gamble here. He's going with a breakthrough. Is he going to go e5 check? Yep, he's sacking the house. Queen e4 is coming, and he's looking to infiltrate on these squares. I think this is still good for black. Ooh, I don't know about that move. I don't think you want to give white all these checks. That's not a good idea. No. You got to check on g1 there, which is much better. And then regardless of where the king goes, you have a check. Either here or here. Not queen d4 first. Okay, now white is figuring out if he has a mating net. d6, threatening mate in 2. King a2 will be played. Okay. Maybe a draw now. Maybe a draw. Queen d4 check. Don't know if white can escape the checks here now. And I think if you're black, you are probably happy with a draw at this point. I could buy so many blue shirts, that's right. Also, the entire prize fund is 5K, not just first place. First place is probably, I don't know what, maybe 3K or something. I think this is going to be a draw, guys. It's going to be a perp. White can't really do anything here. I'd be surprised if black tried to play this for a win. I don't know, though. Maybe black could have checked on a1 there if he wanted to try to do something, but he's not gonna. Is this the last game going? Probably close to it. So if you're just joining, this is Title Tuesday on chess.com. This is usually a monthly tournament, but they've had some glitches the past few Title Tuesdays. Not the last one, but the ones before that. And this was a draw. So chess.com is making up for it. They're running 2 Title Tuesdays this month. The first one was the first Tuesday of the month. This is the second one. Largest Title Tuesday ever in terms of number of players and also prize fund. And I'm on 1.5 out of 2. Okay, next game. Grandmaster Imre, 91. Okay. So the Swiss Gambit only got me so far. I'm facing a GM in round 3. But that's what we came here for, right? To face GMs. And take names. Bishop g5. Bishop g5. Okay, I think 94 is the proper reaction to that. So this is sort of a, Tory attack idea. And then he drops the bishop back to f4, a la a London system. Knight d2. Let's take that guy. Takes with the queen. Take this way. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes with the knight. I think if pawn takes... it does take with the pawn. Okay. So thinking of bishop f5 or bishop g4 here. Bishop f5, he can play bishop b5. A6. Nah, that's fine. I'll do this. And here I think f6 or a6 are both decent moves. Even e6 is probably fine. But let's make him clarify his intentions with this bishop right away. I think he'll take. Retreating doesn't really make sense, so. Okay, now if e6, knight e5, I'm just a little worried about my bishop coming under attack. E6, knight e5, queen c7. g4 is the thing. I'm going to play this instead. I'm going to go for a Fiend Ketto with the Dark Square Bishop. Yeah, I wish Starbucks was my official sponsor. Okay, let's see if I can get castled here. Queen b4. Ah, that's annoying. That's a very annoying move. Okay. Let's do this. No, I'm expecting knight g5. I might sack the c6 pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna. Let's just castle. See if he takes it. Does not. Okay. Play faster, John. His Dark Square Bishop is very annoying here, I gotta say. Okay. It's really preventing me from coordinating much. Let's go with this rook. I'm going to use that one, so if he takes ever, I'm going to be hitting his bishop. I'm getting squeezed here, though, guys. It's not pleasant right now. That's also a good move. Okay, I guess I got to take that. Got to defend that pawn. It's very difficult to untangle here. He even has queen back to c1. Or g5 looks strong. Okay. I don't know what to do. Just figuring out if he can sack and kill me here. If he takes, I have queen c2 at the end, but I'm hanging on by a thread. Okay. Yeah, that should be winning. Rook takes e6. Okay. At least I have this to keep the game going for a little while. Gotta trade the rooks, unfortunately. Down 2 pawns, though. Emojis up for the miracle save, guys. Fire emojis at the ready. I do have these defended right now. I've seen worse positions. He's going to have to win in some technical fashion, I hope. Unfortunately, I have to go here, I think, now. Trying to stop him from playing h4. f4, what? Wow, he has queen e5. Didn't matter if I played... that's a nice checkmate. Didn't matter if I played king f5 or take it. Yeah, that's just mate in 2. Huh. Yeah. Ooh, so we go down against Imra. I didn't get a good position in that game. I was worse out of the opening. He played a innocuous looking opening too, this bishop b5 and then take on c6, but I think the big problem here is I'm a little behind in development. I need 2 moves to castle. He's already castled and fully mobilized, and he used that to good effect to totally tie me down. I didn't lose material in this whole sequence, but just these moves, he's just building the initiative, making it so I can't move. I can't use the power of my bishops whatsoever. Yeah, knight e5. I hated taking this knight because I'm kind of dead on the dark squares, but if I don't take it, he's going to either have a capture on c6, or there's also this knight takes g6 threat, so there's not a good way to cover both. How is bishop f6 instead of bishop e6? Well, I thought on bishop f6, and there's a chance that he can just play a move like this, for instance, bishop h6, and stop me from castling. So honestly, I think my big mistake was made earlier than that. I think probably right here I need some more accurate continuation. Maybe a6 is just a straight bad move. Let me catch up here. Let me put up a game, first of all. How about Nepomniachtchi? Oh, he just won. How about... Let's take a look at my opponent. I'm going to be playing on Friday, GM Krikor. Looks like has a very good, if not winning position, but he only has a couple seconds left. So to catch up here, Benjamin the donated $10. Says, thanks, John, from Australia. Thank you, Benjamin. That's very generous of you. Henry Yu cheered 100 bits. Says, you can do this. Well, I didn't get it done in that game, Henry, but we'll be back in it next round. Also, Surreal29 subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. And Krikor won. Yeah, so I'll be playing GM Krikor in a 4-game rapid match, 15+2 time control on Friday. And we'll both be streaming on our respective Twitch channels. Who else we got here? D-Retch. Whoa, this looks pretty one-sided. Safe to say Black's going to win this one. With 2 queens and a bishop against a rook. I always watch JB for the high intensity that he shows, says Floydakash. I can't tell if that's a joke, Floydakash, but if so, thank you. And great chill out music. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is more of a leisurely stream most of the time. Any other games going here? Hey, John, how much do you think you spend each year on Starbucks? That's a good question. I'd say probably about $1,000. No, not just on Starbucks, but all of my coffee shops. I'd say about like $1,000 per year. Which sounds like a lot, but given that I go there basically every day, and I order one of the cheapest things you can get, it's not bad. I get to use their Wi-Fi and just chill out, get out of my house. Because being self-employed, guys, and working from your home, in particular, just being on the computer all the time, it gets so isolating. I need to be around people, but I don't necessarily want to talk to them. That's how I describe it. That's why I go to the coffee shop in the morning. I want to get out of the house and like be around people, but just kind of sit and do my own thing, like read, check my email. So it's not too bad. Okay, this game, this is a typical draw. Good position to know, Philidor defense. If this pawn ever advances to f6, black will shoot the rook down to the first rank and give a bunch of checks. There's no way white can do anything here. This is a well-known theoretical draw, GM versus GM. Guaranteed black draws this. Yeah, Chessy Bus knows what I'm talking about. Someone asked about blind date advice. If you have a blind date, what should be advice going into it? Go in with no expectations. Just, I'd say your only expectation, your only goal should be to have fun. You know, that's what dating's all about. Just go and have fun. Look at it as an opportunity to meet someone that you otherwise wouldn't have met, and go from there. If you happen to have a connection, great. But if not, no worries. Okay, white is trying to transition into a winning pawn endgame, but of course black doesn't have to agree to that. Black doesn't have to take at this point. Taking would be a big mistake, because white's going to take with the king. And white will gain the opposition. So at least white is trying something other than pushing the pawn to f6. I think that's smart, but still a complete draw. Yeah, now white's going to try to set up those checks. Okay. Yeah, nothing really doing here. King back. This is instructive to see how two GMs play this. This is the content you hope for, Art, right? John, how do you play so well in the opening? You almost never mess up when I check your moves with the engine. I don't know about that, Colin Clark. I actually think the openings are one of my weaker points. So I wouldn't say I play well in the opening all the time. And also there's a difference between what the engine suggests in the opening and what humans over decades and decades of practice know to be the best moves. So it's possible I play a move occasionally that the engine likes, but in terms of human theory is not the best. Okay, now here, this position right here, white played king d5. I definitely would have played king f6 if I were black. You have the king cut off. That was a very easy draw. But black managed to trade rooks, and now this is 100% a draw. As long as black knows the opposition. What happened in the Cat Cafe, John? I didn't go to the Cat Cafe. Yeah, we were going to go, but you need a reservation. Any other games going here? One more game. Yeah, you need a reservation to go to the Cat Cafe. Can you believe that? It's pretty popular. So we just went to a different place instead. So black is trying to win this, I think. Is black trying to win this, or is white trying to win this? Looks like white is just playing for a draw. Because if white makes an attempt to go after this pawn, then black's going to push the c pawn. Okay, now black makes a break. White's got to go stop it. This should be a draw. Yeah, because white can just kind of hang out in these squares here. Black has one extra pawn, but it's hard to free up, and if ever you play b6 and trade, it's a rook pawn you're working with. That's, you know, almost always a draw. Yeah, so this is going to be a half point. White's taking the opposition here. Black trying to be tricky, I guess, but another opposition thing. Keep the kings an odd number of squares apart and give your opponent the move. Because you're fighting for these 3 squares in between the kings. You don't want to let your opponent get up there. So king b4, white will play. Yeah, it's all the same. You can play king c5 now. Or even king a3 if you really wanted to. King c4. Ginger GM said you were having a rivals match next week. I have to check with Simon about what day we're going to do it next week. We tentatively suggested next week, but I don't think we've settled on a day. So yeah, that'll be fun. White messed this up. White blew it. How did white blow that? Oh, you see? White lost the opposition. They should have played in this position. King here. king d4. That way, if king c7 or c8, you could have a corresponding opposition square. All right, I'm playing M. Seleucles. I'm playing M. I'm playing M cell, guys. Okay. Do I want to go into a Pirtz? I'm going to play bishop g5. I know I'm probably boring some of you with this whole bishop g5 stuff I've been doing lately, but I like it. It's fun. Yeah, 1.5 out of 3, Colin Clark. My goal in these Title Tuesdays is always to get a positive score. I feel like if I can make a positive score, I've achieved something. Okay, c5, let's play c3, standard. And usually you want to go bishop d3, castles, queen e2. He's delaying his development of the knight to f6, but honestly I don't think he can derive any benefit from doing so. I mean, maybe he could go h6 and g5 weirdness, but I don't think he'll risk it. I'm just going to develop as normal. I mean, some of these moves look a little odd to me this early. I don't like the way he's playing it necessarily. Okay, now here, do I play e4? I could play e4 and try to take over the center, or I could play h3 and just kind of hang out. e4, h6. e4, h6, bishop f4, perhaps. Let's do that. I'm going to try to punish him for some of the moves he's played in the opening. I mean, I don't think he's done anything super bad, but it seems like he's letting me get this set up easier than usual. And I could go for e4 instead of e3, by the way. That's a totally valid approach, too. But I kind of prefer going for e3 first and then going for e4 only later. 98. Weird. Okay. Just play rook e1. And I don't really get this move. It just looks bad to me. He's probably worried about me pushing e5, but don't really want to have your knight on the back rank like that. Okay. Let's go a4. a4, he's going to play knight e6, huh? Okay, let's play this then. Mr. McSwag just subscribed. Thanks, Mr. McSwag. I hope not, Terminal. I really hope not. And your Move01 donated $5. Love your Chessable site, John. Keep up the great work. Thank you. So if b5, a4, he's going to play bishop b7, I think. That's the idea. That's fair. All right, I'm going to play to cramp him. Goes for c4. Okay. This is probably going to put this knight here. But I'm thinking knight d4 is kind of tempting now. Yeah, let's do it. He doesn't want this to land here, so he'll probably put a bishop on d7 or b7. Puts it on d7. Now, I could play knight c6, but is my knight overextended, or is the pawn rather overextended? Probably. I don't think I should play that move. I more so just like the look of this, with an eye towards playing e5 soon. I'm not sure how that gels with the d5 pawn hanging, but I've got this nice pressure on e7. Thanks, Ramen. Appreciate it. Okay, so promising looking position here. Gotta watch the time. Possibly one of the most common phrases I've uttered on my channel up there with, hey guys, this is John. Gotta watch the time. Really want to play e5 right away, but I'm going to show some restraint. I want to stop bishop g4. Let's switch targets now. I bet he plays queen b6. Okay. Tense position, chances for both sides, I'd say. Okay, let's go e5. I'm going to try to strike here. I've got some ideas. Like e6 if he takes on d5. I feel like after this h5 move, he's very exposed. And I'm going to go for it because we're both low on time. And I feel like this is just perhaps a strong idea. This is attacked. This is attacked. He has to play knight f6, yeah. This looks good. This looks very good. Might just sack his queen with like rook a6. Knight e4. Let's take. Take this. Should be winning. Rook e8 was actually a pretty bad move on his part, I think. Let's do this. Okay. Some technical difficulties here. Okay. Oh, he has rook h1. No. Oh, no. Oh, I totally blew that. Oh, that's such a shame. Technically winning position, and I blew it. What did I do wrong here? I mean, my bishop was kind of out of the game, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. Yeah, I saw this plan, but I didn't figure out how to a way to stop it. Because my bishop is actually just really out of the game here. I guess I gotta play something like rook a4 in this position, so if he plays b3, I can take, and my rook is defended. Yeah. And this just worked out beautifully for him tactically. I mean, here queening is very bad, but because this rook is stuck. I was hoping to get rook and bishop against queen, but he did it with a fork. Just everything went wrong there. I should play something like some sort of bishop move, I think. Yeah, but it's tough at this point. I was killing that game and I didn't convert. Actually, in hindsight, maybe something like bishop e5 is better. Just to try to trade. Although then he has king f7. It's not so simple. Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. Because I was much, much better and didn't get the job done. Okay, let's look at another game. Let's take a look at Undraken. Thanks, your move. This game was drawn. Undraken versus Zapata Charles. Daniel Naroditsky, how's he doing? He's in trouble. Black could definitely go down here. It is opposite color bishops, but looks like this pawn is going to be lost. This pawn is very strong. The f6 pawn. Now he's probably going to go back with the rook. Yeah, Naroditsky plays semi-frequently OTB, I'd say. Like 26 something. Okay, still not easy for white to convert because it's kind of hard to win these pawns. I mean, maybe he could try to win the a pawn somehow. Goes bishop there. Okay. So if f7, he's going to play rook f8. Still really tough to be black in this position. Rook e5. Yeah, I couldn't take because of rook e8 check. Ooh, now this should win. f7 next. Bishop escorting the pawn. Black's busted. Hey, made in 47. Okay, so white wins that game. Alexander Bortnik wins. Just a handful of games left here. Some end games. I think this is a draw. White's king is too close to the rook pawn. The easiest way to draw this position is actually to put your pieces on the c-file, like a rook on c8 and a king here or here, because then this king can never get out. So white should play this now. Yeah, white knows it. And that's an unbreakable fortress, practically. Well, I would have played the king there, because, yeah, now you run the risk of this pawn running. Still tough to advance, though, because of rook a1 mate. Okay, white's still comfortably holding the draw here. Like rook f1, for instance. Really almost, yeah, any rook on the first rank is good. This is also fine. Don't let black push you away. There's no reason to allow that. I gotta go on a run after this. Akai, I only have 1.5 out of 4. I just messed up a win in the last game. Ooh, trick. Rook takes. Check. White's in danger here. Rook a3. White's in a bit of you can see White's king keeps getting pushed further and further away. Now I think White's losing. It's still pretty close. Well, now definitely losing. Probably rook here, king over, and push. Yeah, White completely messed that up. But I can't blame them because this is Titled Tuesday, and you saw what I did in the last game. That was instructive, though. So if you keep your king, this is f1, this is f2. I know I don't have the coordinates there, but if you would have kept the king on f1 and f2 instead of going to f3, going to e2, moves like that, it's very hard for black to ever work their king free. Okay, so I have 1.5 out of 4, and I'm rewarded by playing a Grandmaster. Underdog chess. But I'm not upset with that because this is all for practice and good fun. Let's play g6. Underdog chess. So this is round number 5. I think bishop g4 is decent here. That's right, Akai. No matter what the score is. We're all present. We're all having a good time. I think here I want to play e5. Let's do it. Okay, I'll go knight c6. Take. Surprised he chose that moment to take as opposed to the previous move. Because now I have more options. If he takes on d8, I can take with the rook or the knight or the king. Probably take with the rook. Hey, Elastic Hold. Now is the time to strike. That's right. Got to start gathering the points. Wonder what he's calculating here. Knight takes e5 definitely doesn't work. I just take and then take the knight. Plays queen a4. Okay. So now knight takes e5 is a threat. I believe. Knight e7, knight takes e5, bishop takes e2, knight takes c6. Can take on c3. Just takes back. All right, I'm going to go here. I'm just expecting to move his queen again. He does. Okay, let's get ready to castle. Can try to jump his knight to d5. I think that's one of the more likely plans. But I'm happy with my position here. I think this is fine. Probably queen c8. Yeah. Still, I think knight d5 is quite likely. Defend. And if e4, maybe trade and then jump this knight into d4. Could also play bishop f8 here, but I think I like taking better. Yeah, let's do that. And if trade he takes on a7, I can take on e4 at the very end of the line. These pieces look a little passive, but I think for now it's all right. He does take, actually. Okay, I'll bite. Bishop f3. Looking at some bishop g4 ideas. Bishop g4 now might be good timing. Let's do it. I guess he can take and then take on c7. Doesn't have a lot of time, though. I see some tactics involving his back rank. Queen takes b7, rook takes a2. Down a pawn, but I think I'm going to get a pair of rooks off the board. And I'm hoping my d pawn is fast. Take. Be dangerous for him to take my queen, I think. Yeah, he doesn't do that. Now rook e2, maybe, is coming up. Or d3 even, just d3. Really? No, 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 this must be mate. Check, check, check. Okay, start with check. Check. Queen e7, I think. Ooh, okay, found the mate. I was thinking of h5, king g5, king h7 to set up f6 checkmate, but then I saw that f5 is actually the better way to go. Yeah, because of this idea. And if king h4, I have bishop f6. Yeah, so rook a8 was just losing. That's what happens when you put your opponents under pressure. All right, so we get the win against the GM. Gambled a bit with bishop g4. Objectively, I don't know that this is a great move, but he's ready to play some easy moves in reply, like rook c1 and hit c7, so I thought that this would give me good activity. And once I noticed this back rank trick, this overloaded rook trying to defend the back rank and also the other rook. Also, I guess this is the overloaded rook, defending a2 and this rook. Now it's unclear. You know, I think anything can happen from this point. And you just missed queen d1 check, I think. Okay, let's take a look at MVL. Thanks, 1905 Parth. We needed that win. Bird Potzer, I'm not sure. In my d4 repertoire on Chessable, I recommend, you know, a standard approach to the Slav. But you never know, I might revise that. How's it going, Chess Bay? I haven't said hello to you today. Good to see you in the chat. Okay, so MVL is pressing here against Conrad Holt. King d3, King d3. Maybe you didn't like knight takes d4. Holt has almost no time here. He's really got to hurry. Rook d2 is almost possible, but that would be a huge blunder. I think MVL is going to win this. White looks too passive. Black is slowly taking away squares here. Conrad Holt is amazing at blitz, though, but yeah, he's going down. He's totally pinned up here. Bishop d2, a3. This is a gross position. Oh, he's just going to take it with the bishop. Oh, wow, nice. MVL found that so fast. Yeah, in White's in Zugzwang. There's no good move to play that doesn't lose at least a knight. That's a nice one. Yep, D-Rech is Conrad Holt, American Grandmaster. He's about 25, 75 FIDE. Great player. Who else can we go to? Let's take a look at Krikor's game again. Once more, he's in an endgame up a piece. Wow, I might have my work cut out for me, guys, against Krikor. I mean, he's a GM, so no doubt he's capable of beating anyone on a good day. So here, Tigran Petrosian is desperately trying to get rid of this pawn or somehow confuse White, because White being up a bishop plus pawn, it's a pretty standard win. And I think White will take care of the job. I think Krikor is going to get this done. We've seen crazier things in Title Tuesday, though. Now Black's going to close in with the king, try to get it over, or not. Maybe he's going to wait till the pawn gets to c7 and only then move his king. Ah, tricks. That's that same trick we saw in the Rook Endgame with the rook pawn. Ooh, okay, well, Black still can't take here because of bishop f3. Okay, now that pawn is stabilized and White can start bringing his king over. Fisherboy 1900 donated $5. Says, pick up the pace, big boy. You got this. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm on an even score after 5 rounds. 2.5 out of 5. Is a bishop versus rook a draw? I know a knight versus a rook is. Yes, bishop versus rook is a draw. Hi, John. That loss to the Rockets must have disappointed you. Yeah, especially since the Wolves actually had a chance that game. They were hanging with him, but James Harden is too good, man. I mean, he can obviously sink the 3. He's deceptively quick. He can get by you. No one on our team could guard him. He was just playing like a video game in the last quarter of the game. Okay, so Krikor did get the job done. Zapata Charles on 4.5 out of 5. That's a strong score for the FM. This game is still going. Okay, Black's going to lose this one. Severo Morskij going to get the win against Arabic Falcon. And what's going on in the other remaining game? Oh, this is one of these that could go for a while. Rook and pawn versus knight and 2 pawns. So Black is going to try to keep this remaining pawn because, as was just asked in the chat, or alluded to in the chat, rook versus knight is a draw, and it's a fairly easy draw. Sometimes even if the king and the knight are on the back rank, it's still a draw. So you can really only win that if your knight is truly cornered. Okay, here I think probably king h4. Yeah, king h4 is a good attempt. Because now Black can't guard this pawn. Ah, Black's going to do take and then king f4. That's tricky. King f4. But White still has knight d3 check. Because the idea with king f4 would be not only to attack the knight, but also threaten rook h7 mate. But yeah, White is correctly going to go for this, knight d3. White's going to have to give up their remaining pawns. But just as I was saying, even with the king on the side of the board, it's not going to be enough for the win. Wait, what? Oh, he just blundered mate. Rook h7. And White resigned before Black could play it. Nope. Yeah, you got to play this check. Force the king away. Yeah, and then start checking again. Or king h5 or something. All right, MSB2. This player has a high rating. Another GM. Let's see what happens here. Round 6. Let's play a main line this time. Still putting the bishop on g5, but slightly different circumstances. This line. Okay, I'll do this. We're going to play it like a gambit. Yeah, we're going to play a gambit. We're gunning for the win here, guys. Let's do this. So if bishop here, I have bishop takes c4. Is my plan. Now I have ideas of knight e5, bishop f3. Plans like that. Okay, do I play bishop f3 right now or f4 or something first? Let's go. It's even bishop f4. Let's go bishop f3. This is interesting. Plays knight d5, okay. Okay, take. Try to pick up the pace a little bit. And go e4 next. Still not a pawn, but that's typical for these setups. Black has a doubled c pawn, but I've got the bishop pair, potentially mobile center. Hey, Steely. c5. It's a bit surprising. All right, show me what you're gonna do. Just think with this bishop move coming in, he's gonna be in some trouble on the dark squares, maybe even bishop e7, depending upon where his knight goes. He might sack an exchange somehow. Wouldn't be surprised. Or offer an exchange sack. Plays knight f4. Huh. So many options here. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, let's take first. Wants to put that knight back on e6. Do this. Open that. Also this, and maybe d5. Okay, I'll take with the queen. Try to stay active. He has bishop d5. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Attack his h6 pawn. I'm going to give up the c3 pawn if he goes after that. Look for counterplay. Let's do this. Check and then take. I'll try it. I don't know about this, though. I see you can take this at the very end of the line. Yeah. That's not good. Now this will be a tough hold. My pawn structure is not good on the king side. I have to stop his pawn if I can. I'm hoping he weakens his king enough I can eventually perp him. Play for the perp. Trying to activate my queen now. Okay, this is progress for me. But I guess I take care of queen g8 at the end. That wasn't ideal. Definitely not ideal. He might be able to escape the checks here. He's going to go for it. I need a study like draw or stalemate. I think I can get this draw, guys. I'm trying to hit draw. to see if it's 3 times. Oh, yikes. Ah, queen there. And just checkmate. Ooh, did I miss it? What did I miss? I thought I almost had a perpetual there. Did I check from the wrong square, though? Oh, was... Or did he just figure out the way to win eventually? Yeah, I might be losing. Check here. Now it's... The problem is I can't get back to F1 with checks. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is just losing. Well, it's definitely losing at this point. I don't have any stalemates. I mean, I hate to offer him multiple draws like that, but I was just doing it for my own protection because it might be a 3-time repetition. And it's not like a tournament game where you can actually check if it's a 3-position repetition and pause the clock and get the arbiter to verify. Yeah, I think it is a win for him. I was a little surprised he didn't go for F5 earlier. He was moving around and risking that it was 3 times, but might never been 3 times. Yeah, tough game. He just outplayed me that game. Got down to that queen endgame. Okay, let's see what else is happening here. Draken wins. 5 games remaining. Yeah, queen and pawn endgames are tough. They're very tough. This looks like a draw. Black can try to be tricky because white's king is cornered, though. Does chess.com not have a way to automatically claim draws for fast games? I don't think so, Victual Squid. Yeah, I don't believe so. I think you have to manually claim them. Okay, now I should just get their king out, probably. Just start moving the king out. Ooh, now we're gonna see king, rook, and bishop against king and a rook. Because this guy's falling. This is like the Title Tuesday endgame. Rook and bishop against rook. It is a theoretical draw. However, it's difficult to hold. You have to know the holding technique. And even knowing the holding technique, there are some ways that the stronger side can really put you under pressure. So I don't envy white's task here, the FM, trying to make the draw in this position. Okay, so now white's king is on the side of the board, virtually, yeah, definitely cornered now. King here. Threatening this checkmate. I think white already blew it. I think white's lost now. This is not an ideal defense. Ideally, you'd have your rook over here defending. Although in this case, it wouldn't even make a difference. That would still, well, it wouldn't be losing necessarily because you could play rook h5, but it would still be bad. Unpleasant with that little time. But yeah, this defense is not going to work out. So black won that surprisingly fast. Here's the remaining game. And this is a draw. Black Border versus Bergen Chess Academy. Maybe I'll make a video sometime, ASMR, showing how to hold that. And also showing the winning technique when it's available. I know Josh Friedel made a series on chess.com, a video series, if you're a premium member on chess.com, a long time ago. And he's an expert on that endgame. He studied it quite a bit. So I'd recommend checking out those videos. Yeah, this is a bit unnecessary from black's side. I don't think an FM is going to blow that, and they're kind of just holding up the tournament a little bit. All right, round 7. Artak Manukyan. Oh, this is one of the guys, this is the manager for the Armenia Eagles, who just won the Pro Chess League. Playing the manager. Let's give him the Scandi treatment, guys. Play the Scandi to win. Artak Manukyan. This is the usual idea. A6, looking for B5 in a lot of cases. It is 10 rounds, yes. Plays A3. It's pretty unusual. A3. I'm going to start with E6 and see where he puts his knight. Puts his knight on F3. Okay. So now I could go for the standard C5. He's probably going to tuck his bishop on A2, I imagine. Could go for the standard C5, but he might play D5. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to play bishop B7 instead. Guard the D5 square a little bit more. Yeah, Purple Hazer, I've been facing some tough opponents. I mean, I definitely haven't been playing that great. There was one game I blew that I was up a couple pawns and I failed to win it. So that game hurt. But Title Tuesday is just a difficult tournament, guys. It's always tough. When I had 1.5 out of 4, I got paired against GM. So that's an indication of how tough this tournament can be. Eric Pell, this is the Queen D8 Scandinavian. I wrote a Chessable repertoire about it a couple years ago. It's a good line for black. White hasn't figured out how to bust this line. Okay, so I could try to take on F3 and double up his pawns, but my experience in this line indicates that black should perhaps hold off on that option. He has to watch for bishop takes F2 in a lot of cases, like this one, for instance. Now I can take on F2. Let's do that. Knight G4 I think is a little less convincing. But this line is nice. Undefended bishop. Yeah, and he just does that. So I think I'll drop the bishop back to which square, though? Let's go to C5 again. So extra pawn, that definitely helps. Sort of menacing Knight G4 in this position, too. I thought about it on the last move, but couldn't quite calculate the ramifications of it, like take and bishop back to D4. Plays B4. Seems loosening. Again tempted to go Knight G4. Nah. Just do this. For here, I have bishop C7. I think he might have to play a move like H3 soon. He's going to go there. Okay. He's going for it. Well, let's take him up on that offer. Getting a little low on time too. Okay, G5 comes to mind, E5, Rook C8. Kind of liking G5 in this position. Let's go G5. So if he takes, I can play Rook G8 or Knight takes H2. Probably Rook G8. Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe knight takes h2 and then rook g8. This is going to be hard for him to defend g2 at the end. This is getting interesting. Okay, let's take. I'm going to take here, next move. So his king side is completely shredded. I've got bishop f3 as a threat. I can take that if I want. But probably first check. Ooh, this is not good for him. His king is wide open. I have rook d8. I have castles. Probably castles, right? Yeah, let's castle. He has to block on d5. I mean, that's not what you want at all. The Scandi strikes, guys. The queen d8 Scandi. All right. Yeah, so he blundered a very typical tactic. Those of you who play this opening for black, you might want to keep this in mind. And also for white. Bishop takes f2, luring the king into the fork. And he didn't take it, but yeah, I think the position is very sketch for him after that. Could you talk about why you never castled? Ghost Hardwire, I wanted my king to guard some of these sensitive squares, like d6 and d7, so he can't put a bishop here or bring a rook down. And I didn't really feel the need to castle. I had other stuff that was going on that was pretty good. So, like here, for instance, I wouldn't really want to castle. He's threatening on b5, but also, like, say I castle kingside, there's a chance he's going to bring his rook in here, or after take, bring it into d7 with tempo. So I didn't want to do that. Cool, thanks TDRL. Glad you liked that one. I'm going to run to the bathroom, guys. I'll put up MVL's game right here. He's playing Shugirov. I'll be right back. All right. So MVL won. Let's look at another game. Ooh, let's look at Amon's game. Mr. KNVB. The newly minted Grandmaster Amon Hamilton of Canada. Yeah, you just got that GM title officially approved. Thanks, man, from Utrecht for the 100 bits. He said, "Go Team Scandy, good tactical play. Do you have any tips for starting an online chess league with friends?" You know, you could do it on any of the major servers, I think. Lee Chess, chess.com. I think the main thing is scheduling. It's not the logistics of actually playing the games, it's scheduling the games. So make sure everyone's on the same page about that. Either have a set time each week if you're going to play weekly that you play, or ensure that people can schedule among themselves like they do on the Lee Chess leagues, for instance. This looks definitely better for white. Black is under pressure here because white has a strong queen plus knight combination. If black could trade queens, they're going to ensure themselves a draw probably, but white's not going to do that because, whoa, that's a big blunder. You can just take that. What was Aman thinking right there? That was a major blunder by Aman. And I think black is going to punish him here. These checks are going to run out soon. Wow. Yikes. And Aman was on 4 points. Okay. Yeah, black's king is probably going to be able to kind of skirt back over here if necessary. I mean, Aman still has some chances to save this because black's bishop isn't the greatest, but I would say that they're pretty remote. Unless there's a perpetual, but I would doubt it. These GMs are quite good at getting out of perpetuals. Yeah, now the queen's going to be able to block. So queen d8. Black brought the queen and the king back to the original starting position. I think bishop g8, yeah, is safe enough here. Queen e7 probably. And what's unfortunate for Aman is that black has the correct color bishop too. Although actually that doesn't even matter because there's no rook pawns, never mind. Thanks, Arkansas. Yeah, I'll upload this to YouTube right after I'm done here. Thanks for tuning in. You can watch the rest when you wake up. Have a good night. R. Curtis 200, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate it. I could imagine plunder my blunder, yeah. I mean, knight e6 was a complete blackout move. I imagine he's not happy. Okay, he's putting up good defense down a piece, though. Black isn't exactly doing a convincing job of converting this. This is probably just gonna take some time for black, though, to convert it. Ooh, now it's hard to hold his pawn. Yeah, he's got to go back here so he can defend. Okay, maybe queen d7. There's some checks again. Queen e3. He has to go to h1 now. So black doesn't take that with check. Yeah, it's still tricky. Mon only has, ooh, yeah, 2-3 seconds every time. Ooh, and I think that's it. Yeah, you can't stop. Yeah, it's mate in 2. That's just a total blackout on Aman's part. It happens to all of us. It's so tough. I mean, you can't go through these tournaments without blundering, but I know Aman's upset by that. Any other games going here? Nope. Okay. So this is round 7? No. Yeah, round 7, right? Round 8, right? Round 8, right. So I have an even score. Okay. Playing Marcus Harvey. I really want to get a win here. Start with knight f3 against e6. e6 is a pretty flexible move. Okay, I'll go into this system. Let's play g3, play the main line. Looks like black has played this variation before. I have not. I mean, I know the general ideas here for white, but I'm somewhat on my own at this point. Let's play with e3. As long as he's giving me that option, I'll take that. A little bit more of a restrained approach, but it keeps this pawn better protected. Now I'm thinking about knight d5. Or rook c1 maybe first. Yeah, let's go rook c1 first. With knight d5 ideas. He might put his pawn on c6, but then I can perhaps play b4, b5. Or even c5 here. Let's do this. Because now this could destroy his central structure, and I also have this lever if I want it. Thanks, Saint Sen. Glad you like this theme. Okay, let's see what his intentions are with this bishop. He's just going to give it up. Okay, I like to see that. I like my light square bishop. Ah, he has queen here. But that seems dangerous. I don't think he'll do that. Yeah, that seemed too dangerous. Is he going to play for d5? I could play for d5 if I wanted. Or b5 or c5. Really any of these pawn moves. Decisions. I'm going to go for b5. Try to open the b file. Let's take. Let's bring this queen over, kind of eye this pawn. Also looking for queen a4. I'm going to prepare to double up the rooks. It's a bit of a slow plan, but I think it's a good one. Don't think I'm worried about knight f3. I hope knight takes g4 isn't good for him here. I have knight f4 if he does it. It's a question, though. Yeah, he's not going to risk it. But I definitely want to play knight f4 soon. Okay, he's retreating. That's good news. Okay, let's put the knight here. See what he does next. So if he takes, I might take with the queen. Also, next time I play a move like king h1, let's say. Yeah, king h1 seems like a good safeguarding move. Thinking about d5 stuff. Okay. This is interesting. Gotta play faster, though. Maybe g5 was better there. Okay, let's bring the queen in. Don't have a lot of time. Yeah, I'm just giving up a piece here. Didn't really see what to do, though. If he takes it, I guess I have queen takes a7. And then take on e6, but it's not looking great. Yeah, this is not good. Clearly. His knight on e5 controls a lot of stuff, unfortunately for me. I can take. Get another queen. Okay. Well, chances now. I want to try to win this pawn eventually. Try to bring this around. Bishop here. Should be a draw. Feels like one. As if he ever takes there, I take. H3, I take. So I think, wow, he's going to go for it. A little surprised by that. Okay, let's do this now. Push this guy. Get the pass pawns rolling. Yeah, he gambled big time there. Just push. Push again. And that's a queen. He said wow in the chat. Well, I mean, if you're going to give me the free pawn on e4, of course I'm going to take it and try to play for a win. Yeah, he should have just agreed the draw there with the king on a5 and a4. I think that's just a draw. I don't see how either side makes progress here. I can shuffle between c2 and b1. He can shuffle between b6 and a6 with his king. He can never take on g4. He can't get his knight in anywhere. Yeah, it's just level. Okay. I like it. I will take that victory. You got to win ugly sometimes. Honestly, I was very surprised that he didn't just take my bishop on e2. So if we go back here, I mean, I was playing this knight f8, knight e6 out of desperation. So right here, I think if he plays... Really, I think there's a lot of good moves. Let's just say king g6. King g6. All I can essentially do is take here. But he takes, and that knight on e5 is so strong, it's stopping queen f7. If I push the pawn, I'm not even threatening this. He can check me, probably set up a mating net somehow. I don't know, check here like this, something like that. So that was a very easy win for him. Okay. Nepo played a cheater. Really? Nepomniachtchi played a cheater, huh? Who was it? And did they get banned? This is winning for white. Yep, black's busted. King g7, knight h5. Okay, so black converts that, and here's the last game of the round. Black Mind versus Murma. Murma 2003. Yeah, cheating is a big problem in Title Tuesday, unfortunately. This seems like a draw, despite black being up 2 pawns. So white takes on d6, b5. Oh, he can take on b6. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Now all white has to do is sacrifice their bishop for this remaining pawn. Black is going this way, by the way. Oh, wow. That's surprising, Anton, because Nepo was doing really well, wasn't he? Hello to the 308 people who are watching. Yeah, again, appreciate you guys watching me in this tournament. So I'm on +1 at this point. 2 rounds left. I'm on 4.5 out of 8. Probably get paired up next round. All right, and white is going to make the draw. They're going to get their king in front of the pawn. This is move 103, by the way. And hopefully black will just send the pawn down and stalemate. I'm just taking a look at the scores here. So MVL has 7.5 out of 8. Akshat Chandra, as Anton said, is doing very well. He has 7 out of 8. A couple other GMs with 7 out of 8. An IM, wonderful time. And an FM, also on 7 out of 8. So everybody chasing MVL. Okay, I actually get paired down. Alexei Molchanov, Ukrainian player. Thanks, Bird Potzer. I'm just facing this so much recently. I'm going to switch it up this time. I played c4 already a couple times this tournament. Okay, let's play this variation where you get the center. I think this line is interesting. And a quick g5. Knight c4 is decent here. h3. Let's play knight c4. I'm going to see if I can bait him into playing this. Because I think that pawn might be a weakness on g4. Is it possible to go from 1,300 to 1,700 in a year? Yeah, 100%. Definitely possible, even with over-the-board ratings. Okay, so here I could play e5 if I wanted. And in fact, I think I'm going to. Yeah, let's do e5. Usually you want to get this break in this structure if you can before black is able to comfortably develop behind this pawn wall. So I'm going for it. Okay, develop. Plays knight b6. Take once. Now I could double isolate his pawns by taking on b6. That's certainly an option. It's a pretty compelling one too. Yeah, I'm going to do that just to play simple. And now probably just castle. So now these are always targets. I even thought about queen b3, but he'll just play queen c7 most likely. Also, check was a pretty good option. Check followed by queen b3. Okay. I'm expecting him to play f5. It looks a little weakening, though. So maybe he won't go for that. I'm going to do this. This idea, and also if he plays f5, maybe this move. To attack e6. I like my position. Feel I have nice play here. If I can bait him into playing d5, then knight e5, that'll almost be like my the game I lost to the GM in round 4, I want to say, where he just totally squeezed me. Ooh, I can almost play queen takes e5, or f5 rather. Almost got excited. He's probably trying for e5, isn't he? He wants e5. Yeah, set his pawns in motion. What should I do about that? I'm going to do this. I'm thinking about sacking on g5. The problem is I've taken away a square from my knight. So I'm not 100% sure about this plan. h4. Okay, let's do h4. Seems like his king could be in jeopardy over there. Let's do this first. I don't know. But I only have 31 seconds left. Can always meet this with d5. That's helpful. Take. Okay. I'm going to do this. 12.5 seconds. Not good. Let's take that. I'm happy to get the queens off the board. Very happy. Happier than normal, I'd say. Okay. If he plays Rook A8, I think I can double. Let's go D5. It's worth a shot. Let's take this. Check. I'm going to cut him off now. Go here. Messing this up again. Ooh, he let me take that pawn for some reason. Okay, this is a draw. He could have kept that pawn. I don't know why he didn't. Yeah, I'll take his draw. Another Rook Endgame. This is kind of like game one, where I felt like I had good chances, but probably messed it up in time pressure. I thought D5 was going to be stronger than it actually was. So let me back this up here. So in this position, C4, Rook A2. Probably I should just defend that pawn. Start with this. And in that case, probably not even play C4 yet. C4. When I play C4, I feel like I'm committed to D5, or at least that's what I'm aiming for. So yeah, maybe start with something like this, just to try to attack F5 a little bit better when the time comes. This is quite tricky. I mean, I felt like right here, instead of taking on B7, that there might be something. Oh, but if King G3, he can always take. I mean, it crossed my mind like maybe to do something like this, but with this G pawn and the F pawn connected, this would be pretty darn risky. Okay, complicated draw. Let's go look at the MVL game. It was a draw. Let's look at Sugirov. What are you guys talking about? There's some emotional stuff going on in the chat. Rook D8, exchange rooks, and run with the H pawn. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely like my position after I got the queen trade in, though. That was nice. Elohim. Yeah, Elohim. I actually have Elohim over here. You guys want to see what kind of shape he's in? It's not pretty. I'm just warning you. Oh my. This is one dry cacti. Is aloe cacti? I think it is, right? Yeah. But this is like bone dry in here, guys. There's no moisture in this bit of remaining soil whatsoever. You can see he's already a little bit dying right there. It's quite sad. I've been neglecting him. I've been gone for weeks at a time. I was in Iceland for about 2 weeks. Yeah, I know they live in the desert. I know, but they still need some water. I literally haven't watered that plant in probably 4 months. Yeah, it's an ideal plant for a traveling chess player. That's right. What's going on here? I think black is still winning, despite having lost that pawn. Because now white has to play... Ooh, I thought I was going to play rook f3, but... Yeah, this must be a win. R. Curtis cheered 100 bits. Go buy a bottle of water for your plant. You know what? Just for you guys, I'm going to take my last bit of water and I'm going to give Elohim a nice drink here. Praise be. The Titled Tuesday crowd, the spectators, the Twitch spectators, they came through, Elohim. This is the only drink you're going to get for 6 months. So we'll have this conversation again. I should give him a little more even. He's not even fully drenched here. Someday he might bail me out. I might come in with a real bad sunburn, not have any aloe on hand from a bottle, and say, all right, Elohim, you got to step up, man. This is your moment. Yeah, Bird Potzer. Aikidi cheered 100 bits to find future waterings for Elohim. Boy, this is a marathon game right here, guys. Give White a lot of credit. White's putting up some good defense here. I think black should just trade a pair of rooks now. Like rook g1. Yeah, that's what black's going to do. That's still kind of tricky, though. White's passive, but yeah, I could see White saving this now. Uday cheered 40 bits. Buy a bigger pot, he says. Yeah, probably. He's kind of growing. He's a growing boy, young Elohim. That's why I hope he doesn't get cut down in the prime of his life when I'm away in some foreign country. Maybe I should hire one of you guys to come and feed him while I'm gone. Okay, now we have one of these positions again. Black can take there. White can't trade queens. Trade rooks, rather. So, unlike that king and rook and pawn versus king and rook endgame we saw earlier, White's king... Oh, okay. Yeah, White's busted. Yeah, White's king was kind of shouldered out there. That did look winning. And Black's going to convert. I know, that's dangerous. That's dangerous to even suggest. Now I'm going to get a bunch of emails and messages like, yeah, John, I'll totally come and water Elohim. When do you need me? I'll fly in from, across the coast. Okay. Is this the last round? I think it is. Yes, round 10 of 10. Last round, I'm playing WIM Husarnat. I have the black pieces. Let's try to end on a positive note here. Should I go Scandi again? I feel like it. Let's do it. Let's try to play this fast. It's my eternal problem, guys. Just taking way too much time. Titled Tuesday. My OTB games. Even my bullet games. Just a constant battle with the clock. How are some of the other streamers doing, guys? Any of you have an update you could give me? Amon, Ginger, John Ludwig Hammer. This is all theory. I played all this before. King B1. Do I want to step to d7 or c6? Let's go to c6. 1905 Parth, cheered 2 bits. Better use these pennies for Starbucks, he says. I'll try. It's a good idea. Okay, let's do this. So white has the bishop pair, but otherwise black has a very sound position. I like these sort of setups. b4, that looks very odd. That seems just weakening to me. I think I'm going to castle kingside now and try to attack on the queen side somehow. Yeah, like how about a5 right away here? Now I have these ideas in mind. Like the knight coming to b6 looks pretty tempting at this point. Maybe not yet, though. Could play rook c8. Try to do something down the c file. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right away. White might play c4, take, knight b6, king b3. Bishop b3, rather. Wouldn't be surprised to see. Okay. So now I can jump my knight into c4 at any moment. Let's do it right now. Okay. I'm going to double. Double up on the bubble up, as Ben says. Ginger on 4. Rosen on 4. Okay. This just looks very odd how white's playing this. Like, it just seems bad, honestly, to me. But sometimes these bishops, withdrawing them is not as bad as it seems. Probably not rook d3. But I can go knight b6 and then rook here. That's the plan. It just seems very tough for white to hold these pawns together. Yeah, now she goes back. Okay, what's my big plan here? Let's go e5. That allows bishop f5 ideas, though. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Find out. Okay. This I definitely like. Now white's extremely restricted. And I can hopefully start expanding on the king side now. Bring this over. Want rook g3. Taking the other way was also possible, but I wasn't sure. I was not sure about it. Okay, this looks nasty because there's all sorts of threats. Yeah, I think I can do that. That's a fork. It's a really nice fork too, because I can come back and I defend the bishop at the same time. So that's super convenient. I'll just go for e3 now. I am hanging a5, but I win this. Check. Check. Let's check. Get behind the pawn. I think that's safe enough. All right. Converted that one. Scandy strikes again. 2-0 with the Scandy today. I like it. Yeah, I think this whole plan of pushing on the queen side was pretty suspect by white because those pawns got blockaded. And I believe at various times white should have taken the knight on c4. I think that's too strong of a piece. Because really the only way this could work out for white is if white aggressively pushes on the king side. But when I was able to get in e5, e4, I feel like I should be winning. And white can thrash around a little bit, and it did get a little unclear at places, but once this knight makes a reappearance, this is just deadly. Too many threats. Thanks, Red Fat One. Yeah, good finish. Got to 6 out of 10, not bad. Let's see. Let's quickly go to one of the top games here. I don't see... Here, I'm going to pull up Akshat's game. He has 8 points, so he's right in the mix. He can get to 9 out of 10. I don't see MVL. Did he finish already? Shows him on 8 out of 10. Spezzola cheered 100 bits. Thanks, Spezzola. If anyone knows what happened to MVL, let me know, because I don't see him. Yeah, he's done. He scored 8 out of 10. He's not winning this tournament. He must have lost. There's 2 players ahead of him, Sergio Chess and Molkin. Both GMs. Okay, he did lose. All right, what's going to happen here? Akshat in his characteristic time pressure. Looks like he's barely hanging on here. Trying to launch some sort of desperate counterattack. Everything's on the line for him. He cannot lose this. If he's out, ooh, he just barely got that move off. Queen f3, yep, white's going to... Okay, black's going to play the king up to f4. He can play king f4 here. Oh, nope, he's going for the draw. I think king f4 was possible there. Maybe not. Maybe not. So now Akshat's going to try to hold this. What other games can impact the final standings? This is pretty much the only one. If Akshat draws, he ties for first. If not, he gets third place with a bunch of other people on 8 out of 10. So, is this a draw? I would say no, because, yeah, Rafa Nadal just got behind the pawn, and now he's going to push the a-pawn. I don't know why he didn't just push there. King b4, rook a1, probably. Yeah, this should be winning. The a-pawn's going to go. Black's going to have to block it with his rook. And then white will just move his king up the board and push the f-pawn too. When you get a rook like that, passive rook, that's the kiss of death in these endgames. You can't hold now. He's going to put his king in front of the pawn, but white's going to have no trouble here. White could bridge it at some point. That's too bad for Akshat. John, we all want you streaming as a commentator in the World Championship with or without chess.com. Well, thank you, Iz. You know, if the streaming stuff goes well, and I do have plans to stream more, obviously, hey, maybe I'll cover the World Championships myself and invite a few guests every once in a while. I'm sure the Chess Bras are going to do a great job. I'm sure the official commentary will be great too, but, you know, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that's too bad for Akshat. My teammate on the Minnesota Blizzard. Real nice guy, and yeah, he played a good event, just stumbled there right at the end. That's why Title Tuesday is tough. I mean, you can see even MVL, he didn't quite make it in there. So because of that draw, Rafa Nadal got to 8.5 out of 9, or 8.5 out of 10 rather. So there's a 4-way tie for first. Sergio Chess, FM Zapata Charles, I think. Pretty strong FM. I believe I lost to him in the last Title Tuesday. Rafa Nadal and Grandmaster Malkin won. So 2 GMs, an IM, and an FM. Maiden47 cheered 1,500 bits. That's a lot of bits. Says, thanks for the great stream. Always nice to catch one. Thanks, Maiden47. Really? He had Maiden 2. You mean Akshat had Maiden 2? Any other games going here? Just a couple. King and knight versus king and rook. Let's check it. Let's check Eric Rosen's game. He drew. Okay. Yeah, this is the last game of the tournament. Ooh. Shades of that previous game where the IM lost with king knight and 2 pawns against king and rook. But yeah, this is a hold. Knight h6, knight g4. Just got to pivot around, keep the king and the knight real tight together. And that was a draw by repetition. White holds. So, final standings coming up here. The medals, where am I going to finish? I got 76th place with 6 out of 10. Wow, Zapata Charles takes it on tie breaks, 8.5 out of 10. That's an excellent result for an FM. Yeah, 6 out of 10, not bad. I think I scored... Do you guys remember what I scored in the last Title Tuesday? I want to say 5.5 or 5. So some progress. Big clock problems in a lot of these games. I feel like I played well at times, but definitely didn't convert a couple positions. A couple of those Rook Endgames. First round game, for instance, maybe I had some chances. That one seemed tough even after I won the H5 pawn against that NM. Definitely the 4th round. The 4th round was a big blow because, yeah, I didn't convert that position where I was attacking on the king side, and then eventually I was up 2 pawns with rook and bishop against rook and bishop. Like, that was an awful endgame. And then also against the guy from Ukraine, also the NM, or whatever their equivalent is over there. Had a rook endgame. Looked like I was pressing. I was up, I think, a pawn in that endgame too, and didn't win it. So some chances slipped. Played well in spots, though. I think both of those Scandinavian games were pretty good, pretty in control. Yeah, slightly easier opponents this time. I did face, 2 or 3 grandmasters. But thanks everyone for tuning in. This is a lot of fun. Next Title Tuesday will be, I believe, just the first Tuesday in May. And I will for sure play that one. I mean, 95% chance. I'm going to try to clear my schedule for these Title Tuesdays as much as possible. Also, I'll try to play the Arena Kings. That might take a little longer for me to get in those. But I'm going to start playing some of those as well. Chess.com actually has a kind of qualifier format that they're looking to implement with their Arena Kings. So if you play these Arena Kings and you do well, you can qualify for like the Chess.com World Bullet Championship, which I'm sure you'll probably hear about more soon, and a couple other events too, I believe. Fizzy Pish, how could you? How could you watch Simon's stream instead of mine? Quite offended by that. No, that's all right. Simon's great. You could also always just watch the archive version of this, which I will put up on YouTube immediately. I will take it and buy his cream immediately. Put video on YouTube. Thanks, Induna South Coast. So, thanks again to everyone who watched, tuned in, cheered me along. Appreciate it. Thanks for the donations and the subscriptions, all the cheers. So, I'm going to log off now, guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you again soon. All right, bye.